Yo. Yo. Um. Alright, let's go. Alright. The data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? Access protocols. Ah. Don't do it. What is this? They're all threes. They're all threes. Interface +1. Okay. I can do this one. This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo at a glacial pace, abandoned by the hack who repurposed it here. The perk transfer intercept +5 cryo. Okay. So that was one dice roll. Where we at now? We got alright. I always need food. Emphis spice fungus is now one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste sensors. It's incredible stuff. Input 15 cryo. There we go. Alright. What's this? A tangled network of service passages and makeshift tunnels cut through the spoke as if it were a hive. There are no maps here. Scale the spoke, blistered with precarious elevators and stairways. The spoke can be navigated from the outside, but the climb requires bravery. Interesting. Let's see. Founder's Gap. 150 cryo. We don't have it. We don't have it. Let's see what else is going on. Let me see. Sabine. That's in progress. That's in progress. Okay. I might do this right here. No, we ain't rushing yet. We got 2 dice rolls. Let's go ahead and go for the shipyard. See what's going on over here. We're gonna go with the this one. You shadow a shipbuilder who is impressed when you know how to build a double seal. When you know how to double seal a whole plate, he slips you a tip at the end of the shift. Alright. No. That's a repeatable action. Okay, I got you now. So we got 1 more dice roll for this cycle. Block maintenance. Maintained by the residents. The ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out is a good way to make friends. Engineer. Replay Talvia. The clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end as the residents play rotating rounds of this game for cryo. Alright, so between these 2 moves, -3 cryo, plus or minus 1 energy, the predictive perk says. Alright, so let's see. Cryo, we got, what is that? I got data? No, I got 20 cryo. Okay. So we're talking about -3 cryo over there. We're talking, okay, +2 on the low end cycle right there. I'm thinking play to lava. We got a 50-50 chance of a positive or neutral outcome or a negative outcome. Now if I go engineer, we got a 50-50 chance of a energy outcome, whatever the fuck. I feel like it's better to take the chance on the Talvia. Just because it would work on that low ender, you know, bar cycle, whatever the fuck that is. Negative outcome. -3 cryo. Okay. You're not going, everyone. Alright, so I think we're done this cycle. We go sleep in our little cryo chamber. End cycle. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you. Following your trail, it won't be long before they arrive. Alright, so we got 3 dice rolls. What is that? As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you. A wonky grin across his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just wanted to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. You pass together in the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin. He's the founder of this place, and that's why it bears his name. Havingen should organize some seminars, he laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andres Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity. And well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright, and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay. Alright. Am I hearing something? Data distracted. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, so we got a data bit. A data cache skimmed from Yatagan hardware. Okay. Alright. Alright. Gain access to the Ort Fabricator. Alright. Let's not do that yet. We always got to worry about energy. It's 15, right? Alright. Alright, we're back at 100%. We got 2 dice rolls. We got some data to sell. We sell it right there. Still figuring this place out. Alright. Alright, so let me jeez. I'm sitting in the dark over here. I'm thinking alright. I got 2 dice rolls. We don't got 150. Risky. Now I feel like we're doing too much going up there. We gotta wait for that, right? Alright. Let's... we could do some work with these 2 dice rolls here. Yeah. Alright. That's where we're probably going to spend our time today. Not here, not here. Or you got 2 over there. But I say, let's go sell the, what is this? I'm not doing that. I'm not fucking with that. I'm gonna do the sell components, right? I don't have the right components, I don't think. Alright, let's just go to work then. The Drago shard. Alright. Alright. We got engineer. Cutter salvage ships breaking. It's tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Dragos is happy to pay you a fixed wage if you're up to it. Or forensic trawl, investigating winter light. So this is plus 16. We need to do the cutter salvage gimmick. 25% positive, 50% neutral, 25% negative. We got 16 cryo. Alright. Alright, now we got danger on the next roll. It's a 50-50 roll. Or we got a safe roll over here. Right? Let's try it. Okay, picking through the red cutter. Slow work, but you start to piece together the impact patterns and blast marks. Winter light. Okay, so what is fading in? That's my energy, right? I'm not worried about that shit right now. It's rushed up. Oh, now I'm declining. What the fuck does that mean? Citizen Sleeper, what does declining mean? Condition. Without regular doses of stabilizer, sleeper body decays. Oh shit. That's my body, it's decaying. Restoring your condition is an act which, on very rare occasion, can only be done at home location. What? The most restorative method is to inject yourself with stabilizer. Self-repair perk. Alright, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm in bad health. Okay, but I think Sabine is ready for me. Here we go. The first thing you see on entering the glint of Toshiro's implants. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them. A set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how, yet again, they trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I don't care. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes these passcodes, keeping your frame from ejecting all of its own organs. Shit. In very basic terms, yes. Look. What matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to being accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from that clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but little response. The sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzling, a trembling wave that disperses through your arm. With incredible speed, your vision goes white when it returns. Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back into the bed. You swim in the darkness, muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes. Stabilizer is genuine. They sit you down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more. But you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture towards the door. I have other patients, sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence falls. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine, nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to your feet and wander out the hallway. These cues stretch down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently at the door and fixes you with the glare. As you leave, you lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Alright. I'm stable. Stable. We got 2 dice rolls. We got energy. Alright. Let's not spin the crowd right there. No. Buy some scrap. Nah. So we go back to work. Yeah, these are only 3s. I'm not doing it. Sleeper, Fang catches your attention as you approach the Haven's. Havenage building, leaning against the bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach, easier to come in this way, security and all that. He gives you a look, you know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is rigged. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and things you don't recognize that glow with the blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blend into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Fang leans onto a server stack and gestures around. You like it? It's incredible. He smiles wildly. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack with bleeds foot response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from a sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to the towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, E1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we've never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between this hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new. Dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you. I know you see this too, Sleeper. All these systems in sections. You can't you? Makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon, that's what I need. You glance at the light around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run though. They're tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets, a shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice. Below the hum, even in the havenage, there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past and I'll see what I could do about that track of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eyes. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours to see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods the ceilings, have granted me an acquisition budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. And I'll see you soon. You step blinking back into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. +1 drive. Picking through the wreck clutter is slow work, but you start to piece together the impact patterns and blast marks. Alright, we got one more dice roll. Alright, cool. Alright. And cycle. Hunted, someone out there is tracking you. Won't be long. Alright. So now I got 5 dice rolls. I don't know, man. What if I did this with the 2? It's a plus and minus 1? I'm thinking that's how it works, right? Or does it have to be a 3? Oh, I need food. Alright. It's 100 cryo for that. Fuck. Okay, shit's getting expensive. Enter the spoke. %100 positive. A tangled network of service passages and makeshift tunnels cut through the spoke, as if it were a hive. There is no maps here. Somehow deep in the spoke you come through a thoroughfare lit by work lamps where groups bypass back and forth with an ease. Alright, let's keep those dice. We got 4 dice left. We need some cryo. This one's safe. Midline runs automated freight down from the free spoke. They needed skill operators. You don't have a single crate. 25% positive, 50% neutral. Let's do it. 16 cryo. Alright. You flick through schedules, revising the timetable To squeeze in extra shipments, the automated payout reflects in your efforts. Okay. Alright. I could try it again because it's saved too. I don't know. I'll keep that in mind. Alright. Okay, we got the investigating the Winter's Light means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. We got a 50-50 here. It's impossible to understand anything with the ships being salvaged as you look. Drivers gives you a disapproving look. Alright. It's impossible. Oh, I'm doing bad. I got one more dice roll. What? Oh, it's not the right one. I got one dice roll left. I'm gonna spin it right here. +6 cryo. Alright. You get lost in the tangled systems, clogging up supply chains as you do. The payout is barely worth the effort. Alright. Alright. Go back to the empty box. Alright, we got 5 dice this time. Alright. So, we can always get some food. Actually, let's not. We got 3 2s, 1 1, and 1 4, right? Alright. Let's see. Yep, you flick through scales revised and yeah. I'm an operator, man. We're at 72. One thing I can think of besides that. forensic trawl. Use this for investigating Wonder Lights means picking through systems. There we go. There we go. You discover a hidden compartment with the spare components and backup data storage. This has to contain something of use. So the Wonder Lights is almost halfway filled. Alright. Should I roll this too? It's a 50-50 roll. Yeah. No. Let's take that back up to the midline freight hub. Let's do what we're built to do. Operator. Roll that. Alright. We're at whatever the fuck. Roll it again. Okay. 103 on the cryo. We got some data. Alright. We go back. Rest up. Look at that. Now I'm starving. Energy's back up. Infus doesn't trust people easily, but he notices regular customers in his own quiet way. Okay. Infus loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear a story. Okay. Sleeper. Infus calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his walk. The fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in and cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. Any kind. He pauses, drizzles something from a plastic bottle into the walk. But one of yours. He looks up to you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostrils, and you think about the kind of story you tell Infus. You look at Infus, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Tell him about your dreams. All the sleepers you tell Infus had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories of nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one, like smoke through air. You tell him you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effects or particular quality of frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphasis finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphasis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks. A natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer. So I will make you a proposal. He gestures at the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? Neither had I, but I trust no one had told me. Emphasis began packing his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, not worry about leaving my things behind, he smiles. I am sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Good. Booms Emphasis, and I will wait for you to bring them. Emphasis slides his walk away, straightens up. I will prepare you a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back into the main market. The rich taste of Emphasis' food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for your food. You think a trade that seems more than fair. Alright. So now we have 5 dice. We have stable condition. Our energy is at max, so we're doing well. Okay, grilly caps. All right. I'm done right now. Peace. I'm out.